Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Speed of Grades. So today we will talk about unique keyword. In the previous class, we saw how to create a database, how to create table and how to insert data in column and how to show output. So today we will see the unique keyword. Now let's see that what is unique keyword, and then we will see the implementation of it in SQL. Okay. So unique keyword is used for unique ID, and we cannot insert a duplicate ID if we have used unique keyword in ID. Duplicate ID will not be inserted, and it will show the error if the same ID is inserted again. If we make a column unique, then the same ID will not be inserted again and again. It will show the error. We will see that in SQL, how to use that in a table. So let's see. So click on the new query, create a database. Okay. And execute it. Now refresh this database. Let's see. Here you can see the database is created with the name unique keyword. Okay. Now we will write the command use unique keyword. Is there any spelling mistake? Okay. Okay. So we are using the database unique keyword. So the command is successfully completed. Now let's create a table. Create table employee. Okay. And ID unique unique. Okay. So execute this command. So the command is successfully completed. The table is created. Select all. As you know that we use asterisk for all. Select all from employee. Execute this. Here the column ID is created, but there is no data because we have not inserted any record yet. So insert the record. Insert into employee values. Okay, values. Insert the ID, for example, 1912. Okay, so insert the record, execute. One row is affected, our data is inserted. Now let's check the output. Here you can see 1912, the ID is saved in our record. If you execute this one more time, this statement, if you execute this again, then it will not be inserted because we have used the keyword unique, and it will not insert the same ID again. So let's see. Let's insert it again. Okay. So here you can see violation of unique key constraint. Okay, cannot insert duplicate key in object employee. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. And if there is not this unique keyword, you can insert the record again. But if you have used the unique keyword, you cannot insert the record again. Okay, you do not have to write again and again and again. You just cut this and write another ID 14. Okay, and insert it. Here you can see the other data is inserted. Select from employee. The first one that we inserted is saved here, and the other one that we inserted now is also shown here. Okay, now you can insert another one. Insert, execute. One row is affected. Select from employee. You can see the third one is inserted. You can write it down like this also. 1920 and 1970. You can write it down like this. But if you do not want to write again and again, you can just cut it and write down here and all that. Okay. Here, violation of unique keywords. So we have inserted 1912 again. Okay, so let's change this. Now you can see the record inserted. Select from employee. All the IDs are inserted and they all are unique. Okay. So this all IDs are saved in the database, and if you create a table employee again, this table will not be created because the tables with the same name cannot be created. So if you want to delete a table and you want the new table, you want to insert new data and you want one table to be deleted, you want to delete all the data in that table, so you will write the command drop table, and after that you have to write the table name, which table you want to drop, which table you want to delete. So I want to delete the table that we have created that is named as employee. Okay, so write it down here, employee. Okay, so here if you execute this command, command is successfully completed. Now if you execute this, you will see the invalid object name employee because there is nothing uh, created with the name of employee because we have dropped it. So there is no data like that. There is no table named as employee. There is not inserted anything in it. So we can create the employee table now because we have dropped the previous one. Okay. So here you can see that how we can use the command drop. We have saw that we how to use unique keyword and how to use drop, how we can delete our data and how we can delete our table. Now we will create the table again, and now we will see that how to increment ID. Like if you want to increment ID automatically, you don't want to write again and again. So we will use the term identity. How we will use it? Let's see. Let's create a table of something. Let's create a table with the name employee again, and write down ID integer, and you will write identity. Okay, you will write identity, and in identity there are two parameters. Okay, we will give two parameters in it. So first one is starting value, that where should our value start from. Okay, and for example, we want our id to be started from 1. Okay, so we have write it 1 comma. The second parameter is increment value, that what increment should be done, 1, 2, 3. So for example, we want our id to be automatically incremented by 1. If you want 2, you want your id to be incremented by 2, you can write 2, you can 3, 4. Let's for example, we are incrementing our id by 2, so we will write 2. uh, let's create another column with the name of employee. Okay, varchar, we use varchar for strings, and in this we will write the length of the name. Okay, for example, we have a length of 100. Okay, so we have created the table employee. Execute this command is successfully completed. Now insert the record, insert into employee. Okay, values. Okay, so now you don't have to write id, you just write the name Alex. Okay, the id will be automatically inserted. Now execute this. So here you can see one row is affected. Now we will write the command select all from employee. Okay, so execute this command. Here you can see the id is written 1 because we have given here to that our IDs should be started from 1. Okay, let's let's insert another record so that we see that how the increment is done. So let's write Harry, insert. Okay, another row is affected. Now let's see the output. Here you can see the id is incremented by 2. Here 1 and here is 3. The id is incremented by 2 numbers. And if you record another one, then let's see another record. If you insert the third record's id will be incremented by 2 again. So it will be 4 and 5. It will be 5. Okay, let's see. Insert. One row is affected. Execute. Now you can see the 5. The id is incremented by 2. If you insert another one, like insert, one row is affected, select from employee. Here you can see the id is incremented again by 2, which is 7. Okay, so it depends on your names, that how many names do you have, and by that the IDs will be inserted automatically. So now in the databases, we are using the database named unique keyword. In this, you can see the tables. And this, all the tables that we have created in the unique database will be shown here. So here you can see the table with the name employee is created, that we have created here. We have created the table employee. So we are dropping the table again. Okay, let's drop the table, drop table employee. Okay, so here the table employee is present, but if you drop it, execute, the command is successfully completed. Now if you refresh it, okay, now you will see there is no table named as employee. We haven't any table in it. We have dropped the table. So here there is not any table stored. Okay. Now we saw that what unique keyword is. Unique keyword, you can use unique keyword in names and in IDs and email passwords and email IDs and anything, but you have to use it in the particular column that should be unique. Okay, as IDs should have to be unique, but names can be repeated because multiple names can be inserted, but same ID should not be repeated. The duplicate ID should not be inserted. Okay, names can be same. So, and another thing we saw is identity. uh, by identity we can auto increment the values, the ID, and by drop we can drop the table, we can delete our table and all the record in it. Uh, by checking here in tables, by refreshing it, you can see the table deleted is not, the table is deleted or not. Now we will see the keyword default, why we use a default keyword and where we can use it. So let's see. First, let's create a table. Create table with the name student and write, for example, ID integer and unique. Okay. And if you don't know the name of the particular student and you want a value, you want a default value to be inserted, so what will you do? First, name the column, name of student, name of student. Okay, name of student, varchar, for example, we are giving the length of 100 and we are saying default. Okay, and you will here write the default value or name or anything you want to show up. In that time you are not inserting the name of student, so every time you every time you should not insert the name of student, the default value will show up. So for example, we are giving the value unknown. Okay, we are giving the value unknown. Now if you do not write this, and in the case you do not you don't know the name of the student, so what will you do? Insert, for example, insert into student, insert it in student values. Okay, if you will insert one and you do not know the name of the student, so So if you write unknown with this, like you want a default value, uh, that if you do not know, if you don't know the name of a student, you want a default value to be inserted. Okay, you don't want the error, so you will write default, and you will write anything you want to show up. For example, I am writing unknown. Okay, so now how you will insert? If you are inserting just ID, you don't know the name of the student, so you will write in the bracket ID, that you are just giving ID, and you will write values, and you will write 1912, anything. Execute this and insert. Here you can see one row is affected. Now select all from student. Execute the command. Here you can see you don't know the name of the student, but the default, here you can see the default value. But if you know the name of the student, so you will write student and ID and name. Sorry, name of student, values, okay, your ID 1 2, and name will be okay. So now insert this. Here you can see one row is affected. Select from employee. Here you can see here it is unknown. We don't know the name of the student, and here as you know this name of the student, so you have written down. So in this case, there will be no error, and for some time you will handle this situation. Okay, I hope it is clear. You, anything you want to write, you can write something else. You want to write null or don't know the name, anything you would like, you can write it down. Okay, but if you don't do this, then you will see the error. Let's drop this table, drop the table employee, sorry, drop the table student, drop table student. Okay, so the table student will be dropped. Now I'm executing this again. Remove this default. Now we will see that what will happen. Okay, cut this. Now let's remove the name. We don't know the name of the student, so we are just giving the ID. Let's execute the table. Command is successfully completed. Insert the record. So you will see column name or number of supplied values does not match table definition, as we have two columns in it and we have inserted only one value, so it is giving an error. So if you write down the default here, So it will not show any error and it will insert the default value in it. Okay, I hope it is clear. So these are some of the constants that we use in these situations, like unique keyword. If if you don't want any ID to be repeated again, and default you use for something you don't know, but you want a default value for that. And if you want to drop the table that you have created, you can write drop table student. And and identity, you will use identity for auto increment. And now, so I hope it is clear to all of you. And in the next tutorial we will talk about more keywords, more constants, and different type of things, and primary key, foreign key, relationships. You will see all that. So I hope that all the things are clear to all of you. If you have any question and if you have any problem in your assignments, you can comment down below. I will solve it for you. And make sure to subscribe my channel, like my video, and share it with everyone else. Thank you.